Hello from Fairbanks Airport. Today is April 24th, Wednesday, 2024. And unlike most airports, as you can see, I could just walk out onto the airfield and look how many small aircraft there are. And look how much snow is still piled up. That will all melt off here shortly. Lots of small aircraft that fly in and out of Fairbanks to go out to the peripheral cities, towns up and down the coast that have no roads coming in or out. Only way to get cargo to them or people is by air or boat, and in the wintertime only by air because the coasts freeze over. All right, well, that's a look at the airfield. Come right around here, and here's the company I work for. This is Northern Alaska Tour Company, and that is one of our buses that I'm going to be driving. This is my third day of training. We're having a break in the morning. Going to resume this afternoon. But it's amazing to me. This is actually a pretty big company. They have 8, I think, 6 or 8 of these buses, but they don't call them buses. We call them coaches. Nice big 24 passenger coaches. They have 45 of those vans. They're located literally all over the state. They have some up in a little town called Coldfoot, which is halfway between here and the Arctic Ocean. They have them in Anchorage, but mostly north of here, from Fairbanks north. They shuttle people around. So that little tiny office is the headquarters of this company, which, like I say, is actually a pretty big company. I don't know the count of total employees, but they have quite a bit of property, quite a bit of that entire hangar. That's the hangar there. They also own a fleet of small aircraft, 12-passenger and 8-passenger aircraft. They have a staff of pilots that fly those things back and forth all the way up to the Arctic Ocean for tours. They also own this building. It's under repair because the roof caved in over the winter this past year. So this is it. This is where I'm working. You can see this is very common all around Alaska, just a dirt parking lot. It's a lot easier to maintain, and considering the weather they get in the wintertime, and not mountainous. You can see there's a hill in the background over there, and if the hangar weren't in the way, you'd see another hill in the background over there. But this is the flat area. Central Alaska is flat. Also, you'll notice not a lot of planes landing or taking off. This is Fairbanks. It's not a real busy airport, but a lot of small aircraft. And in particular, what's interesting to me, there are all kinds of dead airplanes. It's like a graveyard of old airplanes. I was hoping I could actually spot a couple of them. Apparently, I don't know if it's just cost. It's just costs too much to haul them out of here or take them apart. But when they stop, the airplanes become no longer usable. They just park them on the edge of the airport, the runways, out on the field, and leave them. There are some that have been there from World War II, just rusting old aircraft. So that's one of the things I'm trying to learn about. Alaska really is even more than I had imagined. There goes a plane taking off. A very unique lifestyle, partly because of the weather and the weather and the remoteness. It is so far away, and so many places are inaccessible. Except, look at this, I can just walk out on the runway of a international, literally, this is an international airport. They have flights that go from here to Russia, into Canada, but very little terrorist threat here. So now maybe, this is a lot of small aircraft here. Maybe I could walk out. I could not walk onto the runways. So over there on the far side, that's where the actual airport, the terminal is for commercial. So maybe that's fenced off and I couldn't get out there. They'd have the security. So I'm not sure about that. But you can see just rows and rows of small aircraft that are sometimes of the day. This is mid-morning, but sometimes of the day this is busy out here. These planes landing and taking off and taking provisions or people and shuttling them out to the little villages out in the wilderness or out on the coasts that don't have any roads going to them. So that's your introduction to Fairbanks, Alaska Airport and the Northern Alaska Tour Company. Here's something very common on the vehicles that go out on the Dalton Highway. And when they first told me what they call those, I actually chuckled because I thought they were making a joke. Those 4 giant round bright lights and that light bar are called moose lights. That's what everybody in Alaska calls them, because out on the kind of desolate roads, especially the Dalton Highway, that's the only road that goes north-south all the way to the Arctic Ocean. You'll go through stretches where there aren't many other vehicles, very little other traffic, but there will be wildlife, in particular moose. So those, when those turn on, I'm told, I haven't got to experience them yet, you can see them, they're on the front of all these vans as well. These are their shuttle vans. When they turn those lights on, when they turn on the moose lights, it's like the sun just came up. The road in front of you is illuminated. They are rated to shine light 5,000 feet. That's just under a mile. So that we've actually been prepared that whenever we do come across another vehicle coming the other way, which usually will be a truck, that we should prepare ourselves that when we dim those lights, it'll appear it's actually difficult to see for a moment because our eyes have become accustomed to such brightness out in front. Something else you'll see on a lot of vehicles up here, you see those plugs dangling out from under the front of those bumpers. That's so they can plug in the engine warmer. Yes, right. Warm up your engine before you even turn it on. And then when you start up the engine, it starts up easily and you already have warm air coming out of the heater and defrost. Pretty slick. Moose lights. I thought they were kidding, but that is what those are called.